Ta-da! What is happening out there in YouTube land? Yours truly, Walking Dave, the real deal, North Fort Myers, Southwest Florida. And today I just want to reveal what I actually was playing on the video that I asked people. Was it the Helix? Was it the Boss? Or was it the Head Rush? Now, when I mentioned the Boss, when I first mentioned the Helix, the Boss GT1000, or the Head Rush, I didn't mean to mislead anybody. But if you watch that video again and pay attention what my question was I playing the Helix or the Boss or the Head Rush? When I said the Boss, I didn't say GT1000. So I didn't want to mislead anybody. So this is exactly what I was using. Plugged into the Fender George Benson model Hot Rod Deluxe. All tubed. Except instead of 3 12AX7s, it's got 2 12AX7s, 1 AT7, and then, of course, 2 6L6s. And this amp has a 12-inch Jensen 100-watt custom speaker. Now, even though this amp is 40 watts, George, since he plays jazz, wanted more headroom, so that's why there's a 100-watt Jensen speaker in there. But as you plainly heard, the combination of that amp and this is the Boss, let me see if I get this, the Boss ME70. So, my friends, I didn't want anyone to get misled, but this is exactly what I used. Now, let me turn my delay off. And the distortion that I'm using on here, let me explain one thing. All right there, that's your that would be your preamp section. Everything is completely off, including its EQ. So technically that is off. So now it's just a bunch of effect pedals. Everything here is off except the overdrive distortion. My volume is, well, a little lower than 12 o'clock. My tone is like about 11 o'clock. My gain is like maybe 12, 31 o'clock. The setting, the distortion is a modern setting. So if I try to zoom in, hopefully you guys could see it. If not, maybe you could see better in the when you zoom in on it. Because you know how they write these types real small. And of course, the more you zoom in, everything gets blurry. Anyways, I don't want to mislead people. So that's basically what I've used. Now, I'm going to show you something here. Let me just back a little bit. So with that setting, no other effects. The reverb is coming right from the amp. Has a pretty good thump to it. Okay, has a pretty good thump to it. Now, my output right here, I have it, it's a mono out. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. And there's a reason why I did this video. Okay. There's your output, and it's in mono. But this output here, I'm going to go ahead and plug into that output because that is your headphone / recording out. So let me put the amp on standby. Hope I don't hit the camera, the phone. Ah! Yeah, see? Nice, Dave. Okay. Yeah, I don't like doing that. Now let's see. So you'll be able to hear a little bit of a difference there. Because that recording out, headphone out, is supposed to be like an amp simulator. But what's nice with this particular unit It's not a heavy amp simulator. I guess it'll get more heavier once you turn on the preamp section. To give close to the sound that you're getting out of these newer effect units. And I'm not knocking them at all. I think they all sound great. Okay. But they are tailored basically to go through a powered speaker or, a powered PA speaker to get full range. It seems that's mostly, they'll mimic the sounds of after post-production off of the record. So if they would have, let's say, a sound that would be mimicking Metallica or more of the heavier bands, it would be mimicking a certain song after its post-production. And of course, you could get in there and manipulate everything. And I really, honestly, guys, I think that's a great thing because you're getting an awesome sound. Okay? But basically, the reason why I wanted to do this video is basically to say, do you need to spend a whole lot of money on some of these units, or can you still get very, very close to what you hear out of what you already have? Now, they upgraded the ME70, they have the ME80, and it's using its COSM technology, whereas the Boss GT1000 is using its air technology. So, technology is constantly changing. They're always doing research. They're adding more and better, improved things. And again, like I said, I was very impressed by both. The Headrush was very impressive. The GT1000 was equally impressive. And so was the Helix, I got to admit. They were very impressive. But at what point do you have to keep running out and buying this stuff and then buying upgrades with software and that now? Whereas if you have something like this and it sounds just as good, because keep in mind, when you play out live, you're also going to be up against the room, the way the room is going to sound. So what you hear at the music store, it might not exactly is going to be the same sound you're going to hear when you're playing live with a band and in a room that the sound isn't all that good. You know what I mean? So, okay, so basically that's its metal sound. Okay. That's what I had the neck pickup on. Now, excuse me, what I'm going to do is turn off the overdrive, and I am going to put on the basically the overdrive sound. And what I did is I clicked on what would be a natural overdrive, and then the drive itself cranked it up. So here now is more of a true, like a tube screamer type of a sound. And see if I get my neck pickup. So there's obviously the clean sound. So let's hit a little bit of the overdrive. Okay. Now, if I want to add a little bit of univibe, I like the univibe sound. Okay, now I'll turn off my overdrive. So it's clean sound in univibe. Okay, so basically, again, that's still with the output set. Wait, there's my finger. My finger's on my hand. So I'm still set for the headphone/recording out. Now I'm going to put the amp on standby, leave the settings there, and then plug into what the amp sound would be. So it'll be unaffected with the, I guess, the cab simulator. So you get more of what it would sound like going into an amp. Like I said, this is a tube amp, so this is, a lot of the circuitry in here is analog. So you're getting as close, you're getting analog circuitry, well, at least I'm pretty sure that's analog. I know those overdrives, everything does sound. You have the digital sound here, but you know, it is, there's no USB connection on this unit either. So, but the Fender is definitely a tube amp, so you're getting the tube amp sound. Now there's your amp sound, unaffected by any amp sim or cabinet sim. Now let's hit the overdrive. So again, my friends, that is exactly what I used on that video demo. Was a combination of the Boss ME70, let me back this up here, and the Fender Hot Rod Deluxe, the George Benson model. And again, that's your true tube tone right there. Analog true tube tone. And it's not to say take anything away from all these new units, because I think they sound great. But let's say you don't have the money to buy them. Can you still gig with your existing gear? Of course you can, as long as you take care of it. Well, let's say you do have the money, you just don't want to spend it. You know, will you be an inferior musician because you're not using it? No, of course not. And that is not what people are implying. They're just excited how good they sound. And again, I was very impressed. Very, very impressed. But I love the way this amp sounds, and I would never trade it in for anything that's out there, because I just love the way it looks, love the way it sounds, and you know, everyone knows that I'm really, I guess, known for using the Digitech products for what I do, and it works great for me. But I have gigged with this setup. There is a video on my channel. God, I can't remember how long ago it was, but it was with RUI playing at the Blue Monkey, and I did a couple of songs. One was a jazz-oriented song with the Les Paul and this setup, and the next one was with Mike singing Blue on Black, basically with the same setup and the Ibanez guitar. So I did use the Ibanez guitar on both of these videos. The one where I asked what exactly pedal am I using, and then this video right here. So my friends, like I said, you know, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. It's your money. Don't let anyone persuade you on anything that you want to do, because again, it's your money. All these products, they do sound great. Everything is subjective to your ears. But then what I would suggest when you buy all this stuff, especially when you start dropping big bucks, if you want to take it out to gig, try to set up your gig as close to as when you buy the product. Because like at Guitar Center, I think you get like 45 days or whatever it is to return it. Do your gig with your band at one of these places that you normally play at. Be very careful to try not to scratch the pedal, or you know, really baby it, in case you do have to take it back and you find out, hey, this doesn't do what I thought it did. Because the real test for a performer is the performance. That's your real test. But do those pedals sound good? Absolutely, they sound good. They sound fantastic. So if you're going to do anything just on YouTube, and it's going to be, you know, in your home studio where it's not going to get all banged up or anything like that, and you got the money, you want to spend it, man, I'll tell you what, either one of those units sound great. Either the Helix, the Boss GT1000, or the Head Rush. I bounce between, if I were to buy any one of them, I would be between the Boss GT1000, because I know its layout, and it was very, very user-friendly for me, and it had killer sounds that are sound effects in there that I would be able to use for what I do. The Helix is a lot easier to me than the Head Rush, and the Helix, it's plexi with the Ibanez Tube Screamer. It was great sounding. But the Head Rush really sounded really sounded kick-ass. So it's a tough decision if you're going to be buying them. But either one of those units are great. But again, if you do not need to spend the money, and if you want to do something like this, I would wait for another year and see what happens with that stuff. You know, and then maybe the price comes down. If you want to pounce, then you pounce. You know, but I just want to do that comparison sound wise because it's an actual tube amp, and as much as I know, it's still an analog pedal. So, anyways, my friends, leave in the comments what you think about this video. And again, I apologize. I didn't want to mislead anybody. A lot of you guys guessed it right when you said the Boss. Boss has its own kind of unique sound and tone. So you were right when you said that. And again, when you buy gear, just take your time. Anyways, my friends, thank you for watching this video. And as always, we hope you're all doing well. Rock on, stay true, stay blue, rock on. And God bless you, my friends. Take care now. Thanks for watching.